Feed me. Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. The Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show. I'm your host, the big guy Ryback. Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Streaming live, Instagram and TikTok, the big guy RYBACK30. Thank you guys over on the live streams over there, guys. Join us here on Twitter Spaces, X Spaces, at Ryback, guys. You can call in. Health, fitness, supplementation, pro wrestling, sports, and anything and everything in between. That's at Ryback on X Spaces, Twitter Spaces. If you're on TikTok, Instagram, or any of the other platforms, guys, we're live here on YouTube, RYBACK30. Super chats are appreciated and brought up on the screen in between taking calls as well, guys, here. We are streaming live on Facebook at Ryback Reeves and Twitch at Ryback Rules. This show's available on all podcast platforms. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated. If you've got a moment to leave a star rating and write a review, guys, please do. It really, really helps. And if you're a listener, a new listener, a longtime listener, and you've not yet left a review, I thank you in advance if you go ahead and do that for me. Thank you. This show is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. No harmful artificial sweeteners or colors for all people, men and women. He, she, and thee. Feedmemore.com. New customers can save 30%. Discount code RYBACK30. Returning customers can save 20%. Discount code FEEDME20. And you get a free Feed Me More Nutrition shaker bottle with all orders. I do not have it. I am out of my finished BCAA'S. They should be delivered today or tomorrow. I've got a big package coming myself. So today we're doing a little bit of the caffeine-free or decaffeinated green tea with that. Good stuff. Unsweetened. All right. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We had multiple things going on. We had WWE SummerSlam, which I did watch that. So today, if you have any questions or anything on that, or want to know my thoughts on anything on that, feel free. I did enjoy the show. I wasn't going to pay. I'm not paying for any of Jake Paul's fights after I paid for whatever one early on, where I kind of just, it came on TikTok though. Somebody was at the fight and streaming it, and I actually caught from rounds 3 on all the way to the end, and literally in bed, ready to fall asleep, just watching it. And so I watched that as well, which I can say I'm very glad I did not buy that, because it was exactly as I thought it was probably going to be on that. But hopefully, I'm sure they hopefully made a lot of money on that, but it was, glad I didn't pay for it. I'll just leave it at that with it. Take a look at some of your chats here, guys. Moving on. Yeah, I don't know if the Paul fights are that. I don't see the fights being fixed. I just don't think they're not that exciting to me. And it's nothing that boxing is, but I understand the appeal to them. And I think I'm all for people making money, putting on entertainment. And, I don't know what the undercard was like. I just know I bought a couple of them early on, and I just now know that I will never buy them ever again. It would have to take, I take that back. Here, I do think there's one that I would buy. And it seemed like it was something that was impossible years ago, is now more than ever, I really think a Conor McGregor, Jake Paul boxing fight, and if they a real boxing fight, not an exhibition, if they were to put that on, I think that would do very big numbers, obviously, with it, because I think everybody would be wanting to and hoping to God Conor could be the one that knocks Jake Paul out, because no one's knocked him out. He lost to Fury, but that was, he was outboxed in that, but he's still standing in so I think people would pay huge money. And also, though, with the potential that if Conor ever lost, that's tough with it, as far as from where he is. And, he doesn't need to do it, but it would be, I was thinking about that the other day. I go, this feels like it's somehow, Jake called him out many years ago. It's like if Jake called him out now and they were somehow, and Conor didn't want to go back into UFC and really doesn't ever have to, right? He could get a potentially his biggest payday or second biggest payday. I think it'd be a stretch to say him outdoing him and Mayweather, but potentially his second biggest payday ever as far as for a fighting Jake Paul, potentially, because with the percentages he could probably get, and man, I was thinking about it and I go, it doesn't feel like it's impossible now. Good to see everybody here. I actually, you know what I didn't do today either? I'm not hardwired on my Ethernet. I took it out and put it into the PlayStation. I watched the SummerSlam yesterday. I just now realized that, but we should be fine. We have the Wi-Fi, but I like that hardwired Ethernet gives me a little protection. So hopefully we don't have any Wi-Fi issues today with that. Good to see everybody. Everybody in the spaces here. Hello, hello. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Shoulder's doing fantastic, and we're going to go ahead and bring on our first caller today. Thomas, welcome to the Ryback Show. I did enjoy SummerSlam, though, yes. Waiting for Thomas here. The X Spaces. I need the Jeopardy music when we're waiting for the slow connection on the. We're on the Spaces here. This isn't part of for the show on YouTube. Sometimes, though, if some of you don't have on the Wi-Fi, it can be hit or miss on here. We may have to try to bring you back, Thomas. It's not allowing you on. Try a new caller here. Hello, welcome to the Ryback Show.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, Ryback, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
My God, finally got a hold to talk to you.
Thank you. What's on your mind today?
Nothing much. I've been watching. I've watched wrestling since you came on.
Thank you very much. Time flies by.
You are the one of my favorites.
Thank you. Hopefully back once again. I'll remain a favorite if I can get back.
No, you're a gun.
Thank you.
You were a gun. I was actually watching SummerSlam over the weekend, and I was going to ask, what do you think about the SummerSlam at the moment? If you've watched it,
I did watch it. I enjoyed it. I thought there were some really, really good matches. In particular, I saw a good part. I saw of Logan and Ricochet. I saw a good part of that highlights later. I caught the end of that one. But I enjoyed from what the highlights that I saw, it seemed I want to go back and watch that whole one in its entirety. But from that point on, I saw the majority of everything else. I really, really, really liked Cody Brock, and I really liked the main event with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. The storytelling in that, obviously, I was happy to see LA Knight get the Battle Royal win on the big stage. I think that was a good little piece of business done for him on that. And just overall, I thought a couple of the things. I thought the crowd was really, really quiet for the Charlotte. Was it Charlotte, Asuka, and Bianca Belair?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a bit weird because I noticed. I think it was Bianca Belair that did an ACL when she hit the floor. She kind of struggled to get back to the ring, and then took over the title, and then after that, she got the title taken off her after she won it.
Yeah, so I think though the
advantage over her.
The crowd though there was some that it's a long show. Sometimes matches, and I could tell in the Ronda match as well. And that match was different. That I'll go wait to talk about that one. The Charlotte one, sometimes crowds are just dead before a match even starts, and it has nothing to do with the match itself. It's because the crowd is just spent because they reserve their energy for another, if they know the main event's next, or so like match placement is sometimes is so important on the card where you fall. Like it's like usually you can never go wrong being first or last, typically, depending on how they structure it. But it was just where that was placed and what had happened prior, and the crowd was just shot. And it was going to be increasingly difficult for them, probably no matter what they did with that, because everything was fine with it. It's just the crowd just was not as engaged as or as loud. I shouldn't say they weren't engaged; just weren't as vocal as what they typically would be for something at that stage. But overall, man, I really enjoyed the whole show, and the production obviously is top notch.
So just a question: if you were still in the WWE, like if you were still there with the WWE, would you actually take Roman Reigns on for the titles?
Do you know how wrestling works?
I know how it actually works.
So what do you think the answer? What do you think the answer is?
Well, it depends on what the management would do, because I didn't even know how Jimmy Uso came back into it. Like, all I know that he was injured and out. And then I was watching the main event with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, and then Solo Sikoa came out, and they had the Bloodline Silver Wall. But all I remember was that I just saw Sikoa cop it, and then I saw a black figure come out, and he turned around, and it was Jimmy. But I was going through the old interviews with Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso, and they were saying that they wanted a match together. So they wanted to verse each other one way or another. So I think by standard that they created that storyline just to bring Jimmy back so he can take on Jay. So it looks like it's going to be a whole rivalry between them all.
Yep. I would say you're pretty spot on with that.
So I'm pretty sure that either another main event would be all of them up against each other, but I don't even know how that's even going to work, if Sikoa's going to turn on Roman Reigns eventually, and then it's just going to be all in with all of them.
Yeah, no, I would. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Because I know Roman speared Sikoa by accident because Jay moved out the way, but he wasn't. I saw his face and he wasn't quite happy with him.
Yep.
Just another thing. I started doing gym recently.
Okay.
And I wanted to know a little bit more and get a little bit more insight coming from you himself. You know, what's the best way to get the body to actually get more muscle apart from protein and separating your fats from all your diet and changing your diet?
Going to the gym consistently.
So in what case? Because I'm only going 3 days a week.
Go 5 days a week. And you got to increase your training intensity. I mean, you got like, so you guys, and this is, I think about this often. Like, we live in a day and age, and there's Google, and there's like, we have we're a long ways in the line of human evolution of like, there's a lot of people that have shown that like you can do this with it. So if you're doing something and it's not quite working, you're not being consistent enough, and you have to increase your consistency and your dedication, and you increase your intensity in what you're doing. If you're not, you know, if you're going to the gym and working out pretty consistently and you're not getting results, then it's going to come back to your diet. There's some inconsistencies with your diet, or the consistency that you have is in the wrong way, that you're not choosing the right foods more often than not. So, and again, it comes down to, you got to have, you know, what are your goals? Do you have a goal when you're training?
My goal, because are
you eating chips?
I'm pretty thin. I'm not like, I've got a bit of meat, but not enough. But I just want to gain muscle.
Are you eating chips as we talk right now?
No.
What are you eating?
Nothing at the moment.
Why does it sound like I'm hearing chewing noises?
No, I'm not chewing.
Oh, Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
So, but do you?
I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like 3:30 in the morning here.
Oh,
at the moment. Yeah.
I just keep hearing a crunching noise. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi or something.
I think so.
It's really bad here.
It's not the best here.
It literally it sounds like chips in the background. That's wild.
Because it's the Wi-Fi connection that pops up. It drops in and out here, so it's not.
Yeah, no, that's the but you have to have a goal like with your training. Otherwise, you're kind of just lost in the woods. You know, you got to go. I want to put on 15 pounds, and I want it to be as I want to gain as much muscle as possible, and try to keep my body fat. You know, or people just go, I just want to gain 15 pounds. I don't care how I gain it. You know, you got to have a pretty clear goal, specific goal, and then that can help with how you organize your training and eating, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to. It really, most people, and the reason why we don't achieve our goals is we don't have a clear vision of exactly what that goal is, or we don't have a clear game plan of how to get to that goal, or at least get as close to that goal as possible.
Yeah.
So that would be what I would have to say on it.
Well, it was good speaking to you, Ryback.
You too, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can't wait till you get back into the ring.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
I'm convinced him or his wife were eating chips during that. I don't buy that for 1 second. The Wi-Fi. I've never heard bad Wi-Fi that sounds like that. I know what the sound of chips crunching sound like. They were either eating chips, Chex Mix, pretzels. There was something in a damn bowl while they were talking. I think it was the wife. She was eating, and she was listening to her husband talk in bed, eating chips. I know the sound of chips. I think we all know the sound of chips. I really wanted to know. Gonna have to go back and listen to that. Get a chip expert to get a little sound reading on that. Hear the peak in those crunches. Somebody says definitely eating Doritos. Oh, that was good. That made. Oh man. Anybody though, this is the People's Podcast. Thank you, Master Splinter, for always bringing that up. If you want to join this show at Twitter Spaces, X Spaces, anybody on TikTok, Instagram, at Twitter, at Ryback on X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it these days. I am, by the way, on the app where you could check if you're shadow banned or ghost banned. All of my accounts and my business accounts still are ghost banned and replied to boosted. Now you have to ask yourself, why would all of my accounts be like that? My business accounts have never done anything wrong. I've never done anything wrong. I have no violations with it. So if you still think that this is some conspiracy theory, and it's not with this, and there's something else going on. I talked about it on my feeding time video because it happened Friday morning, and I'll be the first to acknowledge that it could be a prank, but there's one piece of this that is telling me something odd is going on. WWE, I had a missed call Friday morning. I was walking my dogs. I had 6 missed calls, actually. One from the WWE headquarters at 6 something or 7 something in the morning. And then I had 5 straight missed calls from a Stamford, Connecticut 203 number. And I saw this when I got back. And I looked the number up, and it traced back to a Linda McMahon. Now, that could have been a prank with somebody, but I don't understand because you can do things where you can call and there's numbers and with that. But the WWE headquarters I have in my phone, and that number, and I called that back and went right to headquarters. But there was and then it called 3 more times today when I was in the shower before the show with it, and I called it back and it went to voicemail. So, but there's something very odd going on regardless with it, and I'm going to talk to whoever's calling, but and I could say it could be a prank with it, but the WWE headquarters number that's the only one. But I messaged somebody that I know there, and I go, what's the deal with this? And they go, we haven't heard anything why they would be calling, but they don't know who that number is. But the number, they wouldn't have it because if it was truly Linda, which you have to ask yourself, why would Linda McMahon be calling me with all of it? But just odd, beyond odd with we'll see what's going on. Maybe they'll call during this show. If they call during this show, I will literally answer it on this show with it. So we'll see. And see who this is. Oh, hi, Linda. Yes, what do you want to tell? Yes, I'm alone. Yes, I'm all alone here, Linda. Can you please tell me what you need to tell me? Oh, man. Oh, Vince. I would literally do the whole conversation on here. They're just clueless that we're on the air. No, I'm not up to anything. Just sitting out by the pool. Get the whole conversation on here. Oh, the little stalker boy would just be going crazy over that. It's moving on. Bring on Matthew. Matthew, welcome to the Ryback show. Yeah. We've got Vinny M on the line. Hello.
Hey, Ryback.
Try RT7. Hello, welcome to the Ryback show.
Hey, Ryback, how you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you today?
Brother, I'll tell you this right now. I'm just relaxing, enjoying the life after being in the military and all of that.
Well, thank you very much for your service. I can't even imagine the things you've been through, brother.
I've been through a lot. I had 3 deployments, and yeah, it's just the Army has just broke me. So being a fan of yours when you were in the ring and all that, dude, you rocked.
Thank you.
You rocked. Now, the only thing I wanted to see was you versus Goldberg.
Yeah, no, me too. That's the one I want, man. I still want it.
Dude, I would actually pay to go see both you and Bill Goldberg go at it for hell, a title match or Hell in a Cell or anything like that, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think we'll see what happens. We're going to have to see what happens with everything. That's the matchup.
Dude, every time you came on, dude, I was like, okay, here we go. Feed me more, baby.
Thank you. No, brother, there's nothing like it. I feed off that adrenaline and love it. It's unlike anything else.
So I got a question for you, man.
Okay.
When the last guy, the last speaker and all of that, you know, I understand he was like, you know, a thin dude, had a little bit of soul and all that. But when I was in Hawaii, when I got to Hawaii, a 19-kilo tanker, United States Army, 13-year combat vet, and as I said, 3 tours, 2 in Iraq and 1 in Africa, in Djibouti, Africa. But when I was in Hawaii, I kid you not, I went from being 165 to a 153, being in tropical weather, drinking tons of water, and on top of that, I was eating like sushi all the time and also drinking water, plus doing protein shakes in the morning, protein shakes in the afternoon, and then eating like sushi, you know, something healthy, and also eating, and I kid you not, I must have like it I don't know how the fruit happened, but when I ate pineapple all the time, I actually lost weight. Plus with all the running we did and all of that too.
Yep.
So, but going into the gym, we did, we went, there's a gym on the base and all of that. Hell, I was lifting like close to 250, 300 pounds with my legs, pushing, and some of my soldiers were like, Corporal Taylor, what, how in the world do you do that? I was like, dude, it's all in the mind.
Yep.
It's all in the mind. You set your goals, as you said, you set your goals, attain what you want, and you stick with it. Now, me being out, I'm about 2 something, but I'm broke as hell.
Just beaten up?
Beaten, I was like, I got bad knees, bad back, bad hip. I'm actually walking with a cane for my hip.
Yep.
But I would like to get back into where I was when I was in the military.
Yeah. I think though, something, and this is, I know for a lot of people, it depends, and everyone has different injuries and things. I don't know what you're doing or not doing. I know a lot of people, and again, it depends on what injuries you have, but do you like the stuff like that DDP yoga to get moving again and to get you until you can start like getting a little bit of mobility back and really feeling better. That could be a really good starting point of something to get you going. And where then from there, you could start incorporating a little more physical weight training, possibly, or different things of depending on what you're able to do. If not, just doing body weight stuff with that DDPY yoga could be a very good thing, or at least assessing where you're at to see if that's something you could even do. Have you thought about that?
Yes, I have. I haven't even, I haven't reached out to Diamond. But if I did, I know darn well he would motivate me and get me in the right direction to get more mobility and all of that, so I ain't suffering and pain and all of that too.
Yeah, I mean, but brother, it's gonna come down to like the program exists. It's you're gonna have to that motivation has to come from you, as like you've got to figure out, and like, is it, I say this all the time, and because we're born and we die, and there's a bunch of good and bad in between with that, and like, but life is about trying, and it's like if we do nothing, we're gonna get nothing. At least if you try, there's the possibility that your life can improve, and your quality of life for the second half can be significantly improved from what it is. I think you just gotta say, man, this is something, every day that goes by that you're not active, it just potentially gets worse. And if you're not happy, we're in the sense of, or you think you could be happier, I'd say just go get it and start doing it, man. It's fairly cheap, and, and share your results and that, and post it and tag him. And I guarantee you he'll start talking to you at some point with it. If not, but like that motivation though, like, you can't expect you can't rely on another human being to get you motivated, in the sense of, it's like that has to come from within, because that's the only way you're going to stick with it and keep doing it. So you've got to create whatever that hunger is, that story, to get that hunger at this point in time. And trust me, I've been through it as far as with my injuries, and like, I went to the gym every day with my back and shoulder, and I had to cut back on the weights and go really light. And I knew I wasn't getting all that much out of it, but I knew it was far better than doing nothing with that. And I got past, and I just kept that mindset. And I know it's not easy, when the body starts going and we get older, and it can be very depressing, and because we want to always be what we once were, and it's not always possible, but we could be better than we currently are if we keep moving and keep trying. And I think you've just got to just say, hey, I'm gonna today is the day. I'm gonna make a positive change, and I'm gonna give this 3 months, and I'm gonna see how I feel in 3 months and assess the situation and go from there. But I think I think the upside is going to be far greater. I don't see you feeling worse if you dedicate 3 or 4 months to it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you just gotta, I just think you just make, I think that's a good starting point. And without knowing, I just know like with weights and stuff, when we start dealing with joint injuries and bad knees and things, weights and things, that program could be really good for specific situations. And it sounds like that could be a really good starting point for you possibly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because see, what happened was when I was in my third deployment in Africa, we were actually getting ready to go out to where we needed to be. So I had one of my soldiers was actually on top of a Humvee. Okay. And I am lifting up a fully put together a 50 caliber machine gun, which is about 180 pounds.
Oh, wow.
All together. Well, he thought he could one arm this. Yeah, that didn't go so well.
Yeah.
And I was the injured part. The back plate of the 50 cal machine gun landed on my shoulder. I caught the rest of it. I tore my labral muscle from anterior to posterior, 85%. 15% of my muscle was still attached to me. I tore my bicep. That had to get reattached and all of that. And now, after 6 years battling the VA, I am now at 100%.
Man, congratulations. I'm glad that you're feeling better than with that. I've had those specific injuries, so I know they're tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sometimes I can hear a little squeaking and all of that.
Yeah.
Due to the tendons, but but I have full mobility and all of that. I do like small exercises just to keep the momentum and the flexibility that I have. But as you said, and I've actually seen that one thing that DDP has is that he showed that one Marine.
Yeah.
He got overweight.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, that's why anything is possible when you put your mind to it. And that's why I just think if you jump in and start off, at one of the beginner programs and get your, like in 3 months, 4 months, I think you're going to be very happy with your progression and hopefully with it to be able to get back and to maybe doing some weight training and different things and building your strength up. Because, Joe Rogan's talked about this. It's like it's kind of a battle. It's like the older we get, we're trying to hold on to the tissue and we want to create, we want to hold on to as much muscle tissue as possible. Because the older we get through injuries or through hormonal, deficiencies or in just from a cellular standpoint, our body starts kind of fading a bit. So we've got to really work to try to hold on to and keep as much of that tissue as possible, or to build tissue as long into old age as possible, which we have people, history shows like people, like look at Arnold still going. Him and Ronnie Coleman were just training the other day at Venice Beach, and Ronnie's all beat up.
I saw that.
But Arnold's, in his well into his 70s, right? 70 something years old, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's, he looks fantastic, and he's had the heart surgeries, but he's still lifting and staying active for how much he can. And he looks great still, like physically, facially looks really good, stays in good shape. And so we have, people showing that it can be done with that, Sylvester Stallone, another guy, he's up there. He looks fantastic. He's still going with it. So it's just a matter of, you want to get something going now. So hopefully you can increase that physical activity as time goes on.
Yeah. And speaking of Arnold, back in August 2019, when Harley Davidson was coming out with the Livewire motorcycle, which is all electric, I ran into Robert Patrick.
Oh, yeah. I loved him in T2.
I ran into him after 11 years. The first time I saw him in person, I was deployed with the 25th Infantry Division. We were at Camp Liberty in Iraq. You remember the TV show, The Unit?
No, I've not seen that one.
Okay, well, it had Dennis Haysbert, Robert Patrick, and there's the two other guys. Well, we went. I even convinced my the staff sergeant I was with. I say, hey, look, he's like, dude, that's the unit. That's the actors for the unit. He's like, let's go and shake their hands and get pictures and all of that. He's like, all right, cool. We got up there. That was the first time I ever met Robert Patrick in person. 11 years later, he still remembered me.
That's awesome.
When we met over there at the Harley Davidson Museum. And come to find out, he was over there again this year for the 120th anniversary for Harley. I went down there. I didn't even see him that day. I was like, okay, I know he's here, but I didn't see him. But I just want to say it's been an honor and a privilege to speak with you, Ryback.
Thank you, buddy.
Dude, I would pay to go see y'all.
Brother, I appreciate it. And I hope you get going on that program and check back in with me on here, and we'll get you back on and see how you're feeling here soon.
All right, brother. You take care. God bless. Stay safe.
Likewise, you too. And thank you for everything you've done.
You're very welcome, sir. You take care.
You too. Thank you. Good deal. Thank you very much, man. That's no joke. People dedicate their entire lives, everything to our country for our freedoms, and get beaten up like that. And the best thing we could do, though, regardless of how it happens, but that is to keep moving, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to do it for us with that, and life will keep on going regardless. So I hope you just get going on it and hopefully get back on here and hopefully feeling a little bit better in the next few months. All right, let's kick it up. We've got a Ryback show regular here. We've got our buddy Shawnee checking in for the day.
Another manic Monday.
Oh
my God, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. If I have to cut you off, Shawnee, if WWE tries calling again here during this, if you get cut off, just know I'm taking that call. It might kick me off space.
That's fine. And tell Linda I love her, all right?
Yeah. What a play that would be. It really is Linda, and I start dating Linda. That would be the ultimate payback. Ryback and Linda McMahon married. That's start just going on dates publicly. Can you? I swear to God, that would what the.
I don't know if she swings you around.
Success is the best revenge, they say. What better success would there be? This you just see me, Linda, and Trump hanging out in Vegas, out at the steakhouses campaigning.
Sending Vince selfies of you and Linda, like
me posting really petty selfies of me and Linda having a good time out at the pool just to get back at Vince.
Instead of Shane O'Mac, his new name would be Shane O'Ryback.
Oh.
Did I tell you I did 4 tours in Djibouti?
Of course, Shady. I knew that wasn't going to be a serious comment.
Djibouti is the best name of any place I've ever been. Well, not been to in my life.
Wait, where is Djibouti?
It's on the rear end of my body.
Wait, I'm thinking, isn't there a place in New York though that has a really funny name?
There's a lot of places in New York that have funny names.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Jamaica train though, off the top of my head, over at the airport.
Queens.
Yeah.
Southside Jamaica, Queens. You heard me. 50 Cent.
Oh man, I've gone into those New York airports, man. We used to have to connect there, like when we would do big tours. we would oftentimes have to go to like Kennedy or LaGuardia.
Kennedy is the best one.
But like I remember,
is the worst one.
Yeah, I remember LaGuardia. We had to go there multiple times, and like we're just like hanging out there for hours, and like the food courts were like everything. Like I didn't. It was just
garbage.
Everything is like
LaGuardia is by Mets Stadium. And there's so much traffic that way. And even Kennedy is bad with the traffic because there's something called the Belt Parkway, and the Belt Parkway connects Brooklyn to Long Island. And on this Belt Parkway, there's always traffic because what happens is the teachers in the New York City schools, they all live in Long Island. So they travel on this Belt Parkway every day. And the traffic, big guy, my parents from me, without traffic is 30 minutes. If I go at like when school ends, it takes me 2.5 hours to get there.
Jeez.
It's so brutal.
I don't know how, I've been there. It's stressful driving in those areas, man, with like, it was, you get used to it. Like, but I remember even like after I'd left like WWE and did like independent things, and I had to go back out there just last year. I did a signing and flew into New York, and it was much more laid back, but it was like just getting flashbacks to the craziness. But it was even wild. Like, so like nobody here in Vegas is wearing face masks anymore. This was at the end of last year. Like this was far after the face masks were done. The moment I got into New York, everybody was wearing face masks. And I'm like,
not me.
No, not, and I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people. And I just go, it's crazy how certain areas are just like completely different. And like, but it's just so packed, man. It's just so.
Yeah, also people wear, to be fair, and I'm not a mask wearer, but to be fair to those people, New York City is very congested, and you're next to people a lot more than you are in Las Vegas. Unless you're on the Strip, And
but that's what I mean. Like even on the Strip, it's not a thing down here.
They weren't wearing masks.
No, people. Not to say that you're gonna have your travel
people.
But overall, it's like not even even during the lot, it wasn't as crazy as like other. I don't know. It's just I just remember when I got there, I go like, oh man, I hope these aren't like mandatory. Like it was just
it's like people would look at you like I'm big guy. I wasn't married. I'm the type of guy. Like, are you on TikTok? Can I curse or no?
Oh no, we're on TikTok. Yeah.
Okay, I won't. So I'm the type of guy. I don't care. Like I don't care what people think of me, right?
Yeah.
And I like at the beginning I was wearing it because I didn't want to bring it back to my kids, obviously. But like once we got the shots and stuff, I was like, come on, man. Like, like this is enough. Like
it just kept going and going and going and going. It's like,
I'm like you, like when I like study something, like I look it up and I get crazy about it, and I will like, I learn all the sciences about it. And I read that like masks do nothing. These masks that we had, like they did nothing basically. And,
well, there was footage of all that came out with Fauci saying that before this whole thing happened. They had footage of him talking about like this stuff, and then like him just changing his answers as this went along. It was like, and I'm like,
it was like make it up as we go.
Yeah. And like, and then dismissing natural immunity, despite like all this history of natural immunity. And we're like, I was like, that alone, I go, this is all such craziness and like chaos. But my thing is,
you know what I always think that you bring that up? When we were young, do you remember anybody being allergic to peanut butter?
No, not at all.
Never.
We had peanut butter parties. There was just like kids in school just bringing a jar of peanut butter, and like everybody would just gather around, just putting their hands in the peanut butter. We had Skippy parties all the time. Just random kids. Kids would be playing tetherball, and like, I've got the Skippy, and everybody came over and putting their dirty little fingers in it. We're just rubbing peanut butter all over ourselves. Nowadays, every third kid has a peanut allergy.
Man, and I don't get me wrong, I feel bad for those kids because I truly love peanut butter.
Oh, I can't imagine. Brother, I use it in my protein shakes.
Peanut butter.
Protein shakes, and when I'm bulking, two peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day.
For you guys for the games. Yeah.
It's one of the best things. It's just like
a snack. What do they call it? A snackable? The ones that you put in the freezer, and it has the crustables, the uncrustables. You ever had that, big guy?
A long time ago. I think it was.
Oh my God, man. Yo, those hit right. Like, if you freeze them and take them out, and like my parents used to give them to me for lunch, and like it would be like the certain like a amount where it was like just cold enough, but not cold like where it's like hitting your teeth, you know? Bro, it tasted so good with the jelly, you know?
Another thing, one of my favorite thing, I just saw a little thing on Instagram for this, but I was, because I have a pool at my house in the summer. I go out there.
I saw, big guy. You got a beautiful backyard, man. The video you posted today.
Oh,
the
thanks.
Little guy and Sophie, I saw in the back, the pool and the ice bath and.
Oh yeah, I've got it all back there, man. Yeah, it's
beautiful yard, brother.
Thank you. I got the bird, like I said, the birds, but like after a long day in the sun, like when I was a kid, I'd go to the pool across the street. We had a pool club in our neighborhood. Man, there was nothing like going home and having and like my mom would make a nice like turkey and ham sandwich with Doritos or something.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
or like I'd get like a Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew came out when I was a kid. I remember like Mountain Dew. We had a soda machine. I'd grab a Mountain Dew to take home. A nice ice cold Mountain Dew with a
Mountain Dew is my weakness, big guy.
Brother,
that's my favorite.
I tell you, Shawnee, there was a period. Brings up a funny story. There was a period when and I was getting older, and like but when I was a kid still, but I think I was like in that 12, getting a teenager, like 13-ish range. There was and I was always really in shape and had good muscle definition. But I remember I started eating worse one year, and I didn't really, my body. I remember I got self-conscious of my abs one year because I put on a little bit of weight, and there was a period I thought I was getting a little bit of fat. I'm like, I went from like not having any body fat because I was eating so much junk, and like it was like I was just at that age too. I was growing and like, but I remember I went to Wet and Wild, and we had a big event at Wet and Wild one summer, and I was like, oh man, I've got to walk around with my shirt off. But I remember there was a period where like kids, you wore boxers under your swimming trunks, and you would wear the boxers up higher. You pull them higher than this was like a cool thing when I was a kid.
Yes, I remember.
But I was like, I did the Shawn Michaels because I was trying to cover my belly. I thought I was fat, but I wasn't. I was just a crazy little kid. I was walking around at Wet and Wild, and I remember I had these white like boxers under my swimming trunks, and I had them past my belly button because I was like trying to cover like my lower stomach and my side. And I remember these two older hot teenage girls walked by, and they had to be like probably 15, 16, 17 range. But like, I just remember they just laughed as I walked by, and I go, oh, they're laughing at me. So I put on my shirt and just went in the lazy river for the rest of the day.
I would have been like, what are you laughing at? I could lose weight. You're still ugly.
But I knew that they were so damn, it's like, when the wrestler, or the chicks wear the fitness pants all the way up high. It was just too much. I wasn't even overweight. It was ridiculous looking back at it. But I would pay to I would kill to go back and look at what I looked like that day.
Man, when the girls used to try to laugh at me, oh man, it used to become a roast session. And not just a roast session, big guy, but at the end of it, they would end up liking me because I roasted them so bad.
You negged them.
Yeah, bro, I swear to God, people would be like, yo, how do you bag these hot girls? And it's like, because I don't care about them. I don't care if they're hot. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not a simp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that these guys don't realize, like, when you pay these females attention like that and you fawn over them, they're going to look at you like you're just, one, a friend, or two, you're nobody to them because they're like, you're just like every other guy.
Yeah.
And
you've got to be willing. You've got to be willing to look their Puerto Rican grandma in the eyes and keep going. That is what I feel like you're saying to everybody.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this true story. My baseball coach, the same one that told us no talking, just cheating. He was crazy, right? And he would give us like life advice. He was like a kid, like no lie, big guy. He used to hang out like after kids graduated, which I always found weird. He would befriend them and go out with them to like Jersey and I always found that super weird. And like apparently like he slept with a couple of the girls after they graduated, which was like crazy.
Oh man,
bro, weird stuff.
That guy had a game plan.
Yes, and he got divorced. He had 4 kids. He ended up getting divorced like 10 years after I graduated, which was a couple of years ago, I guess. And now he married an ex-student. and had a baby with her, which is crazy. And he's still teaching. He's still teaching. I have no idea how, but he's still teaching.
That's wild. That he had to he must that's his loophole. He found a way where he doesn't. But like even that's crazy. He doesn't
do it while they're in there,
But you would have to suspect that would that's such a.
Yes, I know what you're saying. You have to think about it. Like, hey, if she was a student at one point, you don't think that something went on? Like, of course,
That possibility is there, or that game planning of like conversation. Like, there has to be stuff taking place while he's there to set up to where he had where he's able to keep in communication after. Like where you're gonna have to say wild, hey, man, this isn't probably a good idea because that line could be crossed or could have been crossed at any point. Man, he's playing a dangerous game.
Super dangerous,
because that is that's like you go
to leave the school. He got offered a college job, and somehow, I don't know what happened, but the college job found out about this whole thing, and they reneged the offer from him, and he had to go back to my high school and beg for his job back. So he ended up going back, but it was like a whole crazy thing, bro.
It's crazy that the college is aware of it, but the high school either is or isn't, but they're not doing anything.
The New York City DOE, I don't know if you ever heard of rubber rooms, but it's very hard once you're tenured to fire somebody.
Jeez.
Like you would have to basically kill somebody, like literally, like,
or he would have to be caught like actually doing something.
Yes,
yeah,
or caught doing it exactly.
Oh.
Anyway, let me just tell you what. So, two things he taught me where he gave the worst advice. Like when we were young,
this is shocking.
Exactly, shocking, right? But like as kids, like you look up to him. That's your coach, right?
Yeah.
So like all these kids around me, like I was the co-captain on the team and whatever, and he's giving all these kids advice. And I was smart enough I'm always like a lone wolf kind of. So like I would just do my own thing and whatever. And like he would always tell me like cheat on my girlfriend. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like she doesn't cheat on me.
What a crazy thing to tell kids, by the way.
Bro, he would say it all the time, like, you're not going to be with her forever, blah, blah, blah. And these kids would listen to him.
Yeah, of course.
And then all of a sudden, their girlfriend's catching them, and then they break up with them, and then the guy's crying. And I'm like, didn't I tell you guys? Like, you're listening to this idiot? You know?
Think he's doing that because he maybe wanted the girlfriends?
Yes. No, I think he did that because he liked drama. You know what I'm saying? And he was like a manipulator, like a master manipulator.
Oh, yeah, there's something. Yeah, if you're hanging out too with kids, and there's something's not right.
There's something wrong, bro. Like something wrong. So he told us two things. He said, fat girls give the best oral because they not because they want to, because they have to.
Jesus.
That was the first one. And the second one, and he's not wrong about the first one, all right? And the second one is when you go and meet your girlfriend's dad or wife or girlfriend's dad, every time you meet them, you better shake their hand as hard as you can and look them in the eye so they know that you're pounding his thorn. Bro, this is two funny things, but he had a sick brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as a senior in high school, we're dying laughing when he's telling us this stuff. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yo, you gotta be sick, like to tell.
He's telling you guys that too, though. So that's creating drama with the father. Like that's like
everything, man.
Just and chaos. You remind me. You're starting to remind me, Shawnee, a little bit. I listen, guy. I'm a big Bert Kreischer. The Two Bears, One Cave podcast with him, and like when you start making when you start choking on the laughing, and like you have little Bertisms with you that come out. You're like my own little Bert Kreischer on the show calling in.
I am. But yeah, man, that was it. And do you put when you have a sandwich, like a ham and cheese sandwich or something, and you have Doritos on the side, do you put it on the actual sandwich? I did.
There are times, not all the time, but I would at times. I had done that. So
it's delicious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those summer, there's just sometimes or like if there were extra crumbs, if I was getting towards the end of a bag, I would pour the crumbs onto the sandwich.
Oh, you would throw it on.
And get the season. So like I did it sometimes. I didn't do it all the time though, but it was like a mix. Man, I just have fond memories of like growing up and like that's what even like on TikTok. I go and like dude, I'm so tempted to buy. Have you seen those things that are like 10,000 games in one, like the little things you plug into your TV? The retro gaming systems. The Game Grid 2 is the one that keeps getting advertised to me for $139.99 on. It's like I keep clicking on it though, and like because I watch the thing and I get these flashbacks of like Super Mario 3 or Zelda, and I remember like playing video games in the summer and swimming all day and like and I have fond memories. And I'm like, but Instagram, that algorithm has learned me, and so they keep showing me this. I just know it's a matter of time. Like on the 74th time, I'm gonna cave in and just go, damn it, I'm buying it. And like, but I don't want it because I'm like, there's so many games on it. I go, it'd be cool, but I'll just watch on TikTok. I'll just like. If somebody's playing GoldenEye or something
you'll live vicariously.
I'll just go tune in for a few minutes and get my fix of it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't want the whole game, like getting caught up in that world again of like, oh, I got to beat GoldenEye. Like I've become like not getting anything done in my life. So
yeah, it's very addicting.
Yeah.
Man. It really is.
Or Mario Kart or one of the like Tecmo Super Bowl, the games I used to play. Like, man, I don't want to get caught up like, cause don't get me wrong. It'd be great, but I don't have the time for it.
Yeah. You want to hear my Arnold impression?
Let's do it.
You got to rate it 1 to 10, big guy.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta practice.
Wait, was that Arnold sitting on a tack?
Get to the chopper. No. 1 to 10, big guy. Get to the chopper.
Yeah, that's it's definitely. I know you're doing an Arnold impersonation. I've heard the best of the best though with the Arnold impersonations. I'm gonna give that a 6.
All right, that's a fair score. I think that's great.
It had a little bit of Kermit the Frog in it. I felt like too.
It did. It definitely had Kermit in there. How was your weekend, big guy? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask.
No, everything was good. Just let the shoulder. Actually, yesterday got a huge cardio conditioning and sauna and went and got my shoulder worked on and then my masseuse is back, thank God. The lady that's
yes, the lady you were telling me about
for my shoulder, she's back from Thailand, thank God. And we're moving forward here, so feeling really good. And
she has the small Asian hands, big guy.
She's just strong. She just knows how to break up scar tissue. I posted it on my IG stories. There's actually a video. This was an older one when she was working on me, where she's able, like, she knows how to do it from the front and also when I'm on my stomach, but she can manipulate my shoulder with pressure and like uses her body, and then it rips the tissue and it sounds like wood cracking. It's like, it's crazy. Wow. My tissue was all glued and stuck together though. So she knows like, and she knows how to like adjust pressure and when to go harder and when to go softer as far as how to get the tissue to break and how to break it in different directions. She's the only massage therapist that understands what's going on with my shoulder, where she's the one that got the ball rolling on fixing my shoulder. Meeting her.
You told me.
Yeah.
That's like amazing.
If I had not met this woman, like this is how I just know I've been protected. And like, if I had not randomly met this woman, I do not believe that I'm even coming back. Like, I don't think dude, 3-hour sessions every week for years on this. Like she had to put in work, and now we're down to like doing 90-minute sessions because it's like we're towards the end here. But it's like, man, it's what a blessing. And like, just if I just look at the way this has all turned out, it's crazy. I've known her 4 years. I just remember the first time I ever met her. And I just like, and she just told me, she goes, your shoulder is so bad. And I just said, yes, I know. Like this, like, but she was so concerned. She goes, this is so bad. And I'm just like, I did. And then it was so painful. And like where we started out from, I couldn't barely move my arm in different directions. And like the fact now she can like get my arm behind my back and like everything. I'm just like, it's just been going, like, it's been a lot of work, but it's
I saw that. Yeah, that's amazing, big guy. It's great how like people come into your life like that.
Yeah.
That you don't like, that just happens. Like,
I owe her a car. She's made multiple jokes. I already know though she wants a car. Like she wants a fancy red sports car. Like she hasn't like ever asked me for anything, but she's just mentioned that enough to where I go, okay, when we get the win on this, we got to I've got to do the Rock social media thing and like gift my masseuse a red sports car at some point.
That would definitely go viral.
Or, but I save money. I kind of Jew it and like buy a cheap used one.
So you know those little cars like the Yaris, like one of those. That would be freaking hysterical.
And she's just come. You could just see her disappointment on the video. But I think I'm doing this great thing.
That is great. Big guy was like listening to like a couple callers today, and a lot of people, they say the same stuff about Goldberg and this, and I'm like, guys, like this, I'm just saying this for everybody. Like, yes, Ryback wants to come back and he wants to face Bill Goldberg. He's doing everything he can to make it happen. Like that's you don't have to say anything else about it. If you want to make comments about it and ask him questions about in particulars, that's cool. But you're asking him the same stuff over and over, and I could hear you get frustrated about it,
Yeah. Well, too, though, like with people, I feel like they're like outside of you, who I let you stay on longer because I feel like people enjoy our conversation because it's
for sure.
But like I try to like stress the people calling in, like we kind of try to keep things moving a little bit because like I love talking to people, but there are other people that want to come on or listening where it's like, the life events don't always appeal to everybody. So but it is a lot of the same stuff on certain things. I agree. But a part of the problem is, Shawnee, is too like I'm being suppressed on here so bad. Like it would be great if this was getting pushed out to the six figures it should be, at least with that. Like we would be having so much diversity of people coming on. When you're limited, like it sucks, dude. Brother, the other day the show only had like 1,500 people it was given out to, and 300 people had engaged in it. So 300 out of the 1,500 that it was shown to were literally listening and engaged with the show. That is beyond outstanding engagement. That should be getting
in numbers, percentages.
The fact that's it's crazy, and people don't understand though. But this is being done to hurt me and my image. And the longer this has gone on, you see, there's people how they've turned on me, or they don't support because they've read the lies, and it makes it very difficult for me to get momentum because I'm not getting broadcasted out despite the following. So.
Yeah, and Maven, I love Maven, man. He's such a good cat. Like, I met him through the Major Pod. And he couldn't be nicer of a guy, bro. Like, in person, like, I had such a great, like, I met him multiple times now, and he knows me by face and name, and, like, he just started a new YouTube channel.
I saw that.
And he has three videos out. Every single one of them got hundreds of thousands of views.
Yep.
And he already has 37,000 followers.
Yeah.
And the content is really good. I watched all three videos.
I saw part of one too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the
Very
content
good.
is great, but like how can somebody like that who just joins get more views than you? Like, it's just weird.
So that he's not getting restricted, he's getting distributed out to the platform though.
I know,
that's what happened with me when I was on, and I was getting 6 and 7 figures on the majority of my videos, and then WWE stepped in and cut this all off, and everything dropped like overnight with it. And it's been I've grown my following. This has taken years to grow my following to this, and I've been disconnected from them. Where if you just look, I go, there's no way you should have 434,000 subscribers and growing. It's not like the numbers, it's just growing. So that where then your numbers are only getting 1,000 or 2,000 views or 6,000 views. That's not normal. Where you got channels, Zeb Coulter has like 20 or 30,000 subscribers and gets all these views on videos, and he hasn't been in the game forever. Or these guys are the Dutchman. Like, it's very weird with it. But yet for me, it's the same thing though. They took the Twitter formula and they applied it to all the other platforms. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I grow to 5 million fans, they can keep these numbers exactly where they are. And this is what has happened with it, but it's being done to hurt me, to try to break me financially over time by cutting the revenue. But they're trying to hurt me from a brand standpoint. And what they're trying to break me mentally, where they want me to give up and to crawl back or to do whatever to give up with this. And then they win with everything that they've done, because everything I've spoken up against. So they try to discredit you. They try to discredit me with the fake articles, the lies, the BS. They suppress me so that my voice is very hard to get out there. And it doesn't, when people see that and they go, oh, this guy only has 1,000 views or 3,000 views, what's wrong with him? And then they look up and there's all these fake articles. Like, it's all being done in conjunction with each other. And I knew it right away, but I'm not fighting. If I stop, I lose. But if I keep going, I give myself a chance to where at least now more people are aware of what's going on. And just the numbers just don't add up with all of it. That's
100%.
And because it was there, but it's not like the numbers have never been there. The numbers were there. That's why. And then they got taken away. You have to go, well, why did they get taken away? And then but it's going to come back. It's like the truth always wins at some point, and we'll see what's going on. Like I told people, like with Vince, that the FBI doesn't just subpoena you for no reason. Like there's,
absolutely,
there's major stuff going on.
For sure, they don't subpoena you without having like serious evidence.
Yeah,
you know,
they won't wait. They're not. So there's something very, very serious going on with it, and there has been, but it has gotten even more serious with it. But I think I just know. I go, if he's doing this to me, and I know for a fact he's doing this with me. Like I know, so like, what else has he done to other people? What do they have on him besides what we all know publicly? Just what it's like that the teacher, the guy, like what else was he doing outside of what you guys saw? Because you know his mindset, right? It's like, what else is this guy actually doing, and what is he capable of? And we know how these ultra elite, powerful people, how they operate in very shady manners, and they do very underhanded tactics. It's like, so this guy thinks he's okay illegally suppressing me. In his mind, he thinks this is okay. It's not okay. So what else does he think is okay that is not okay? And that's what I think we're getting closer and closer. And I'm not backing down. I haven't backed down one, and I hope that's Linda calling me, because honey, I'll make time for you.
Can I be the cameraman?
Yeah. Starting in OnlyFans, Linda. We're going all the way with this.
Before I ask you my final question, I just want to say Sean Ross Sapp is an absolute loser. All right, and that's all the attention that I'm giving him. But he's an absolute loser. He does. I just can't stand him. And that's it. And I just had to say that. And I'm gonna give you my final question, big guy. Let's see here. What would be a theme song for your life?
Oh, geez, for my life. You know what song I'm listening to like crazy right now that I really love is My Time by Royal Deluxe Savages. And it's called My Time.
My Time? Okay.
Wait, tell me if you could hear this. Could you hear that when I just played that? Uh-oh. Shawnee, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, were you able to hear that when I played it really quick or no?
No, it was drowned out, big guy.
Okay, I wanted to test it. I can't play it on the air then.
I'm gonna take a listen once I get off of here. It's My Time
by Royal Deluxe. Yeah,
Royal Deluxe.
Yeah,
okay, I'll check it out.
It's that song is really, really good.
Awesome, man.
And Deluxe is DELUXE.
Okay, got it. I'm used to that when I order deluxe meals.
Hey, by the way, I saw the reporter guy that you just mentioned. Because I used to have him blocked forever, and I think I unblocked him, and because I saw the tweet, he put a thing in because he's talking trash or something
about you. It was nothing about you. Somebody posted something, and then he wrote, "I want to see Ryback versus Gilbert."
Yeah.
And like he did it in like a condescending way. And I wrote him a tweet back like, "You're such a loser, bro." Yeah. Like you're making fun of somebody who's trying to do something better with their life.
But he's one of those guys, though. I've told you these guys. He messaged me way back years ago, and like with the WWE stuff with the suppression, and like he was like him and this other guy were like asking weird questions And I don't trust any of the Mark reporters or any of them.
I agree.
And like, I don't even want to like
All
even communicate with them. Like, I posted the letter publicly of them wanting my social media accounts. And then like, they're trying to ask more. And I'm like, you guys got to go ask them. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't want to talk to you guys like on this. And I ended up blocking them on that. I'm like, just for like, I don't, these guys are not, there's a deep insecurity in a lot of these reporters that they could not make it as wrestlers, or they don't have it. And so they have this like animosity and jealousy and bitterness towards pro wrestlers. And I'm one of the guys that they come at like that, and they just take shots at. Like, I'm like, brother, I speak up for the business and do things, and like, I'm going to be back and be part of it. I was a huge part of it already. I already have a track record of success. If you think I'm not going to be able to, and I walked away, I was never fired. And like, if you're going to buy into like if you don't think that I don't like I can't come back at the highest level, like I'm healthy again, like you're out of your mind. And that's why I just said, like, I look forward to
a comment like that. Like, that's what I wrote back to him. Like, what does that make you feel better in your little miserable life?
Well, how about you like actually try reporting on like Vince? Why don't you find out the things the FBI is like actually doing? Like, be a real journalist.
Exactly. Be a real reporter.
Right? Like, or just talk about good things and promoting the business rather than they're the ones though that push that negative mindset onto the Mark fan base where people talk trash online. True. It comes through. All this comes from the Meltzers and the people like this guy. With it, and they're not reporters. They try to infuse. They have they're usually the biggest egomaniacs, and they're trying to convince people that their opinions are facts on that, and they're pushing out their opinions all the time.
1,000%.
And that's all that it is. Like that guy, they're straight up losers. They can't have conversations. Dude, all their stuff is shady. They're getting information from people and putting it out there to cause drama for other people, and that's why like any wrestlers that communicate with these guys, man, it's no good. Like, it's like,
imagine having a job, big guy, where you got to get close to the wrestlers and pretend that you're their friend.
Yeah.
So you can stooge on them constantly. Like you think that's a good job to have, bro? Like,
that's why I say it's a mindset thing. People like that, I don't want to be anywhere near them, because if that's how your mindset, that's the number one way you felt like going about earning money is like, I just said, there's something instinctually, internally wrong with you. That like I don't like, just stay away. But these people, these are the bad people. These are, but like wrestlers, and most wrestlers though, they're afraid they don't want to get the bad reporting, and so like they then like try to like buddy up to them and like give them dirt. It's like it's such a drama-filled diva little like biatch mentality of within those walls of like that what goes on, and like where wrestlers feed out lies on other wrestlers, or the agents feed out lies. Like I've 1,000. That's all that's happening with these guys. These are the people doing it though. They're the biggest losers on the planet.
Right? Like when you say that that negativity feeds the negative marks, it's 1,000% right. It's so right, man.
But what happens is I block them and go on, and then they get more obsessed. So they put out more lies on me and keep it. That's exactly what has happened with all of this. But none of them, it's like you guys have seen with the people that have put out, I go, we'll have a conversation, talk. They can't. They're incapable of it. They're afraid. They know the lies that they're holding on to, or they're going to be exposed.
They know they're going to look stupid.
Yeah,
exactly, and that's it. And that's what it comes down to. There are a good couple. I'm not saying all of them are bad. Chris Van Vliet is very good. Renee Paquette is very good. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of them that are very good, but the majority of them are just really bad people, in my opinion.
It's just coming from a place of negativity and drama, where they're just going for clicks and for revenue at the expense. They're not actually fans of the product and like bettering the business. They're just trying to pay their bills, and they're huge egomaniacs. Typically, they're trying to get over, like as if they're a wrestler, on it at the expense of the wrestlers. And but they're not. They don't have the physical ability or the mental capabilities to go in there and actually do it and succeed. And so that's where they hold on to that animosity internally. It's so easy. If you were to sit them down with a psychologist, like that would come out instantly. That yes, they're all jealous, bitter, and insecure that they could not do it. So
show me where they hurt you.
Yeah.
Show me where they hurt you. Big guy, thank you for the time. I hope you have a great Monday. And that's it, man. Thanks for having me on, as always.
Always, buddy. You take care. Thank you.
Later, man.
Shawnee, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on here. Bring on a new caller. Hello, welcome to the Ryback Show. See if it's connecting. Depending on where you guys, if you're on TikTok and want to come on the show, at Ryback, X Spaces, Twitter Spaces. Reginald, I'm sorry, it is not connecting. Reginald Barnes. Bring on Jarrett for a question. Hello, welcome to the Ryback Show.
Hey, Ryback, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you today?
Good. I apologize if I wasn't really talkative last time.
Oh, no worries at all. What's on your mind today?
Oh, I was just I've been watching your YouTube last night and stuff, and they were so funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, the thing that I was talking about my talking and stuff. And back in middle school, I had like a learning disability, and it was like so hard to talk for me.
Oh, I understand, buddy. The best way out of way is just to keep practicing, right?
Yeah.
Good deal. Did you have a specific question today or anything?
Yeah, I had a question. So last time I was on your live stream, I heard you talking to someone about like protein shakes and rice, and I was wondering what kind of advice you have for that.
Like as far as what though? Like what are you trying to do?
Oh, here soon I'm thinking about working out, and I've been trying to do that.
So what steps are you taking to start working out?
Like daily jogging, and then just drinking lots of water because it's so hot over here.
Yep.
Like where we live.
Or do you have access to join a gym or no?
I talked to my dad about it. My friend Alex invited me to a gym down in YMCA.
Okay.
And he said he'll try to get me there. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be something I would really try to get done as soon as possible. I think that would be a positive step in the right direction. It's just obviously then it comes down to, as far as eating healthier foods, it just comes down to you want to be doing that consistently on a daily basis, but you kind of got to know what you're doing it for, why. It's been good to just do it regardless. But like, I just think it's just kind of part of making a decision, a conscious decision that you're going to improve yourself, and understanding that the better nutrition that you put in the body, the better you're going to feel, the better you're going to look, and the more energy you're going to have, and the more productive you're going to be. And that just starts improving your odds of success and happiness in a lot of different areas over time with that. So
yeah, I've been trying to do that, and there's times where I do eat rice, and I drank a protein shake one time. It was like a strawberry flavored one.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was actually by my dad because he went and bought it, and he said, "Here, try this," and so I tried it, and it tasted really good.
Yeah, I just think then it's just finding, I've got my ISO Hungry one on feedmemore.com, the plant protein, but it's finding a brand and a flavor that you like, that you're going to use consistently, but eating good food along with it, so that's all that it is.
Yeah, one time I thought I heard you mention something about you had flavors out or something.
As far as what?
Like blueberry or something?
No, we have vanilla mocha on the protein right now, but I want to do a blueberry muffin flavor for that eventually with that. But yeah, it's just a matter of like, that's one. We'll hopefully have 5 or 6 eventually, but.
Yeah. And now since I'm in like high school, and like, I got 2 years left, and like most of my middle school, I've had pretty good friends, but usually I've been bullied like a long time ago. And it's been so hard for me and my sister to, what's that word called? Associate or something?
Just be social to communicate with people, be social.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got to at some point though, you know, we've all been kids in different ages with that. Like you've got to want to be social and active, and you've got to want that more than that fear of that remembering that bullying. Because here's the deal, like you've got to do what you want to do in life, and this is in the sense of you're not hurting anyone else. You know, you want to you by letting those kids that fear, you let that fear every day that you let that fear win, you hold yourself back, and you don't live a life of satisfaction or to where you can do the things that will fulfill you with that and human, you know, engaging and being around in other humans and human contact and things like that is stuff that we all need with that. So like you've got to want that more, and you've got to take baby steps or find ways, you know, we can, it's, you've just got to want the goal more than the fear of anything of the rejection or the failure or any of that. Like you've just got to go for it. And like, that's the problem. I'll tell you a big problem with social media and the things these days is everybody has access to it. And like, there's people that know how to live life and winners and like, and then there's a whole bunch of people out there that like hate on everything, that like knock people for trying or going for it. It's like people that talk trash about the wrestlers or people in MMA. You know, a MMA guy goes out and trains and loses a close fight. You got people knocking him. They don't understand that this guy's living such a great life and doing what he loves and taking chances. And there's always going to be risk and rewards and with things and when things that we go for in life. But like real true winners don't knock people for living their lives and going for it. And like at the end of the day, though, you just got to, that noise is always going to be there because there's just a percentage of people that are having a human experience living on this world that have chosen hell on earth. And that is their hell. And but they now have a voice on social media, and it is more important than ever to know like they don't matter. And you just block, and you've got to just keep going, and you've got to know what you want. And like, because if you don't, you become one of them. And you just because they're just watching other people live their lives. They're afraid to take chances. They're afraid to go for things. And so they think they feel better by knocking everybody or trying to hold people back that are living their life or who do what they want to do with their life with that. So you've got to just you've got to want to improve yourself and to put yourself out there. You know, it's like going out with and with women and talking to beautiful women or asking a beautiful woman out. There's always that chance of rejection with that. But people like, if you want, you know, if you have, you're like, hey, I want to have a family or I want to have kids or I want to be in a loving relationship, you continue to try and you continue to go out with people. You put yourself out there and you realize you might have 20 no's and you get one yes. That's all you need is the one yes with that. But it's a mindset thing that you want what you want more than the fear of not getting it. And that comes with time and experience, but you've just got to put yourself in situations to put yourself out there a little bit. And every time you hear that negativity creep in, like, you know, said when you I can hear it right away when you go back, you're like, well, I was bullied. I go, I don't like, to me, it's like, you got to be like, screw that. I don't care. That was in the past. I'm not going to be bullied anymore. I don't care if they try to bully me. I know what I want. Like, you've got to get good. So this comes from like reading self-development books and self-help. And I've read literally thousands and listened to so many books over the years and different things and have experience of applying like that. I know what you need to do. It's like, but you've got to get yourself there and improve your mindset to where because that negativity is going to always be here no matter what we do. You've just got to get yourself in such a place of conviction where when you hear that negativity creep in, where you just, you know, shut the F up. I'm doing this. I don't care. I'm doing it. And that's where you got to get that confidence in you. I don't care what they say. I'm going to the gym. I want to feel better. I want to look better. I'm going to go out tonight with my friends. I want to go meet new people with it. And you don't care, but you just know what you want. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want you to start practicing that though. And like, I really think that there's, you know, just doing little things and taking little chances are going to, and getting some experience and confidence will do you really well.
Yeah. I was, I remember one time I was talking to my friend Calix and he said some things about like, so one time in middle school or something, I lost a really good friend of mine due to some like, you know, friend issues.
Uh-huh.
And he was sitting there saying that he heard them all talking trash about me and saying that I was cringy. And to be honest, this guy was a person that I met in like 5th grade, and we've been friends for like 3 years now. Since the issues like happened, we haven't talked really as much, and yeah, people have been making like, you know, false information about me in school, and I didn't appreciate it, and I've just been trying to get help and stuff.
So people make up fake things about me all the time and have for 7+ years.
Yeah.
Have you seen me stop one bit?
No.
They don't matter. They don't know the truth.
Yeah.
You know the truth, right? You
Yeah.
know who you are. So it doesn't matter what they think. So people,
Yeah.
you have to hold on to that more than anything else and not let their lies become your reality. If you do that, if I were to listen to all the lies, I would not achieve anything. I wouldn't have the courage to do what I've done to overcome what I have and to come back. But I know, because I have the track record and the experience, and I know the truth at the end of the day. And I know that they are pushing out lies. And I know the truth, and I don't let that stop me from the work that I got to do each and every day. I don't get caught up. I don't argue with them and waste my day all day arguing with a bunch of people I don't know, pushing out lies. So, and that's the same thing that happened that's on a smaller scale. You just got to say, it doesn't matter. Screw them. I'm going to do what I want to do. This is my life.
Yeah, I've been telling people my whole life, like, hey, that's not me, and that's not the type of person I am, because I'm a human being, and I have a passion, and like, I have 3 dogs to take care of and a bunny rabbit, and yeah, it's just so much. You just got to live your life and keep taking action. All right. Yeah.
Good deal. Well, Jarrett, I look forward to having you back on, buddy, and I thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah, when I saw your live stream 2 days ago, I was like, freak, I missed it. But now, since you were on, I was just so happy to reach out to you.
I appreciate it, Jarrett. And just, man, keep going one day at a time and put yourself out there. Take some chances, get in that gym, brother, and start going. Just start moving, all right?
Yeah, I would never talk trash about a wrestler, because I am a huge fan of WWE, and my family is. And there's nothing more than I would like to do than meet you and all the wrestlers out there.
Well, buddy, thank you. Hopefully one day we'll make that happen, all right?
Yeah.
All right, you have a good day.
All right, yeah.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Take care.
Get to that gym. I want to get that. Go try out the YMCA. I think that's going to be a very good first step for you, buddy. Thank you to everybody in YouTube as well. Nobody's going to do it for us, though, guys. I can tell you that much. Nobody's going to do it for us. We've got to do the work ourselves. Chance Grows Biz, thank you for the super chat. It's awesome you use your platform to help people. Thank you, Chance. This is my favorite version of the show, and I talked about this years ago, wanting to do this, and I tried. There was a couple things that the apps, and they weren't working. They couldn't be integrated with everything, and the Twitter Spaces, X Spaces, we were finally able to really do this, and I do believe we will, when all this suppression is over. This is already, with the suppression going on, we are a top viewed show overall on it, but we will be noticeably a top viewed show once all this and listened to show when all this is over with everything. If my Twitter alone was just being distributed the way that it should, we're talking major numbers on this. Bring on a new caller here. Bring on Spartan. Spartan, welcome to the Ryback Show.
Hey, brother.
How you doing today?
Hey, man. I got just a few things to say. First of all, screw Dutch Mantel and Booker T. You trying to come back and do everything you can do, and you love your fans.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
I got 2 questions for you. I think one time you said you had a sleep machine on one of the shows I watched, and I was curious about that, if you don't mind talking about that, because I have kind of that issue too.
Yeah, so sleep apnea, I've had that since 2000, I think in 14, when I was in WWE. They actually had me go get checked out, because on the planes, I snore really bad on like the group flights and things, and where like just be dead tired, and like and I knew they wanted me to get a sleep study done, and I'm very glad that I did. It was because it made my life. It like I would be tired at times and didn't know why, and it was and on one of my days off I had here in Vegas, I had to go to the sleep center that for one of the places, and I think it's called Zeba Sleep Center, and they and I had to like sleep for like 4 or 5 hours. And at the time, my nose wasn't fixed. I couldn't breathe through my nose either, so it made it even worse. But a lot of that, it's throat related on that, and having a large throat and the tissue closing when you're sleeping. But yeah, I got diagnosed. They got me on a machine. I go for checkups usually I go every about 1.5 years, 2 years, and just go and they look at everything, get a new machine every once in a while. And, it was really weird at first sleeping, and I got the full face mask, and like, it has like a long tube, but like the machines are very quiet. And I remember like when you first start wearing it, like it could be like it could feel a little weird. Like I remember I would take it off at night and freak out. Like it was just weird having something strapped to my face. And like now it's like the most pleasant experience in the world. Like it's because I sleep so good with it and I feel so good. And I know that I'm like not having it. Like you're putting yourself at a risk, a lot of stress on your heart. And I used to wake up and have to go piss all the time. I'm talking like 6, 7, 8 times a night. I would like ridiculous amounts because your body will wake yourself up to like, if you're like not breathing well, to go to the bathroom, you lose a lot of fluids too. There's a connection with all of it. And so it was crazy, man. I'm very grateful that I was able to get that. And they even have surgeries now. They can go in and like shave down part of the tissue to solve it. I haven't had that done yet. I'm tempted to want to get it done at some point, but I'm kind of waiting to see if they can improve the technology on that. But if you believe that you have it, the best thing you could do is to call a sleep center and and get your insurance, because your insurance will cover it and whatever, and go get a sleep study done.
Well, I had one that, they give you that thing, you have to hook all those wires up.
Yeah.
And I hooked it, I did it, and it was like they're telling me like, it looks like you're having a seizure while you're sleeping because I don't rest real well, and I was a firefighter for 17 years, so I'm used to I don't sleep through the night still. And I had one, and I had the humidified air and hose, and I had it tricked out, baby. I mean, it was top of the line. And then my ex-wife, she was just like, this is costing us like too much money a month. So I got rid of it. But I wished I hadn't, because I feel like very fatigued during the day.
Wait, what? How was it costing you guys money though? Did your insurance not cover it?
No. I have better insurance with my current job, but when I was working for the county as a firefighter, we had just bottom of the barrel insurance.
Oh, but you couldn't even, they wouldn't let you just buy the machine and make payments on it?
No, I bought the machine, but you know how they give you those filters and you have to change the filters out and all that. And
but that you don't have to do all that often though, really?
Yeah, but she complained about it. But I didn't have trouble with the mask. Like most people have trouble with masks because that's what I wore. I was used to doing that for living.
Well, like I don't even use the humidifier on mine. I've never even used it. I never have needed it. And like the filters, they usually give you filters for like a good amount of filters. But even that, like you're better off using a dirty filter and using the machine than not using it.
Yeah, my dad had the same issue. Like he I don't know what it is, but he had the same.
Yeah, well, it's genetic. A lot of people have it. Quite frankly, I mean, it's a way to though it prolongs your life, and it takes a lot of stress off of your heart. So you still have the machine?
No, but I'm thinking about going back to it.
Brother, I'm telling you, 1000%. And by the way, and I don't know your wife or anything, that's the last thing that you need to be cutting out, saving. Like, I don't know what the life insurance policy is like. That's one thing that's non-negotiable. Yeah, like you need to tell her, like, no, this is for my health and for me. Like, this is to live a quality life.
We're not married anymore. So.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Good. That absolutely, that makes, I get angry hearing that was even brought up, like, because that's just whether, I don't know if she didn't understand the severity, like you need to be on that machine.
Yeah, because it takes years off your life. And you remember Reggie White and his whole story.
But brother, I know I just know how good I feel compared to how I felt prior. And I'm so glad I finally got it. So
without it, I don't sleep good through the night. And then there'll be one day, I'll have like one day a week where I just sleep like 10 hours. Because I'm exhausted. So
I would you get your insurance and call. I'm telling you, you pay hardly anything if your insurance covers it.
Yeah. I'm seriously considering going back to it because I felt so much better when I was using it.
Please do. I'm telling you, make that a priority. I would get off the phone today and I would call and I would set up something. You might not even have to do another sleep. If they have your information from the other, all you have to do is use your insurance and they just go in for a checkup and they will be able to usually just pull your information and give you a new machine with that. You shouldn't even have to do another sleep study. How long ago was the sleep study?
The 2018, I guess.
Yeah, brother, you probably good. There's a possibility they may, but I would at least call. You're probably within the range of just getting updated.
All right. I got two more things, and then I'll let you go. Hey, I sorry I went long on that. You mentioned when you went through your down spell, when you're working at the restaurant and all that, you got hooked on tobacco, and I'm kind of how you got off of that.
I just stopped.
You just stopped.
Yeah, here's the thing, and I understand that I've always been able to just like I do something and I could just stop, and I've done that with alcohol at different points. It's like the alcohol now. Like I was drinking once a week, I enjoyed it, and I'm just like, I don't want to drink anymore. I want to see, and I have an ability to just stop tobacco. I was like, oh, this isn't healthy for me. I don't like the way that it's making me feel. I'm just going to stop. I will say tobacco was the hardest thing that I've ever stopped because I went back to it a few times and I was off of it for like a year and a half. It's one of those things that like if I were to put a dip in now, it might be like where I might do it for a few weeks and like until I'm like, okay, I got to stop this. Like it's just very addictive with that. Yes. And the nicotine is like, it's so addicting with it. And I really enjoyed it, but then I didn't enjoy when you do it. I would do it so much. It made me feel horrible, made me tired, made me sluggish. And then it like eats away your gum line, the chance for mouth cancer, throat cancer. Yep. No, thank you. Like with that. So I had to get that in my head that like, if I continue to take this chance, my odds of something happening at some point in time are increased. And even my gum line had started receding at the part that I put it. And I remember the first time my dentist said, she goes, your gum line is receding. And that was, I think that was like many years ago where I just go, I'm done. I'm not like, it's not worth it. So, and that was like a stressor. That was something that I got in wrestling that helped, I think, deal with stress at different times. Yeah. And it was just so unhealthy, man. It's just not good with any of it. And everybody has it's one thing if it was something you could do and it was like, it's like if you just drank on a rare occasion and you were able to like, hey, once a month I'm gonna have some drinks and enjoy some tobacco. Then it's like, even then, you're still better off not doing it. But or every few months I'm gonna, but for whatever reason that stuff it's just so addicting. I couldn't even do it at that. So I was like, I'm better off just not doing it at all.
Okay.
So, but I mean, you just got to make a conscious decision that life, the risk aren't worth it. It's very difficult though. And some people I can tell you this, when you're on it, nicotine literally talks to you. Like I remember very vividly stopping and my body craving it so bad where like after a day or two or day 3 or that first week, just stop, go get a tin. You're better off just doing it. Like it's crazy. Then after a certain point that goes away once the nicotine fully clears the body. But I can just tell you nicotine, the most overwhelming, powerful, addictive thing that I've ever dealt with on that.
It makes you wonder why that's even illegal.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just, you got to just get to a point where you're like, I value my health. And like, it's crazy because what happens is we get attached to that stuff where like after you eat, like you want to put a dip in, or after a good workout, you want to put a dip in. And so then you get attached to moments of like where it becomes part of the routine that you can't even picture living without it because it's such a part of your life. And then like that was like where I just realized like, no, I was fine before it. And then like I realized I go, I'm completely fine with it after it fully clears your body. And like then you just like it's crazy with addictive stuff like that though. But and I'm not the norm, like where I've been able to get off of stuff and just stop. But I understand it because I had a few setbacks with it where I went back to it a few times, not for long periods, but it was it's not worth it.
Yeah, it becomes a crutch.
Yeah.
My last thing is, I loved your last newsletter about getting off of alcohol. That was awesome.
Thank you.
And I'll use your supplements, and I'll freaking love the Big Guy supplement and Hope Spot. That is my and Shell Shock. That's my 3 favorites. I've going through my divorce and all that. I was real depressed and all that, and my appetite went down so much. And just taking those Big Guy supplement, my appetite is back. Like I'm eating like a beast. Like, and I'm burning fat. Like I've lost like 10 pounds, I think.
Good job. No, bro, I love to hear it, man. I thank you so much for supporting that, and it makes me feel good that I can bring value to people's lives with this stuff. So
I'm going to get your protein because that is the best. I had your, I don't know, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like the cereal, tasted like cereal.
Oh, yeah, that was our I So Hungry, the fruity cereal that we had for a period.
Oh, my God. Best tasting protein. Best
Thank you.
Mixing, best tasting protein I've ever.
The one we have, the plant-based one, we have the vanilla mocha right now is very good, and it mixes just like whey protein. I think if you like, I love it. It's absolutely, I drink it every day. I'm going to have it after this show, and it's good stuff. So I'm very big on trying to have this stuff be as good as possible because like people aren't going to take stuff if it tastes like crap.
Well, I just think I really believe in the quality of the supplements, and I can tell the difference when I take them and when I don't take them. And
thank you.
It's pretty awesome.
It just helps create consistent behavior. And when we put in the work, and it helps us to people, like when they invest in supplements, it can help keep us accountable and keep working. And it adds an extra level of motivation for a lot of people. And I know it does for me. So thank you very much.
Man, it was cool to talk to you. Me and my son I got a 9-year-old kid, and he's all about you. And my ex-wife, when in 2012, I think that's when you were feeding with Punk, I believe. But we were all about, we went to shows in Atlanta all the time, and we're just all about, she loved you, and all of us love you, and we can't wait for you to come back.
Brother, thank you so much. And it's stuff like that motivates me even more, so thank you.
Oh, you're doing it, man. You're killing it.
Good deal. Well, good luck with everything, and we'll have you back on, man.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Good deal. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate the support. Guys, with that, I've got a lot I've got to get done here moving forward. I got to do a lot of shoulder work too before I do the conditioning and sauna stuff today. We've got another super chat here, though. Sky Silly SLY Tendencies 87. Thank you. Big fan. Goldberg hiding from you, champ. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's show. I thank everybody, all our callers on Twitter, X Spaces, guys. Thank you all for the love and support. Please check out my Feed Me More Nutrition over on feedmemore.com. Save 20% discount code FEEDME20, FEEDME20. You get a free shaker bottle with your orders as well, guys. Let's have a good one. We'll be back around tomorrow between that 9 to 10 a.m. time slot for another Ryback show. Until next time, my friends, stay hungry. Feed me more.
Hey, Rybackers, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and shell shock those notifications for the best supplements on the planet with Feed Me More Nutrition and all the latest cool new Ryback merch. Visit feedmemore.com.